Welcome to EMHWare training video number 12, Referrals. So in this video, we're going to talk about the Global Referrals tab and how you can accept or decline any incoming referrals, as well as we'll talk about sending referrals from your EMHWare either to somebody else that's using EMHWare or somebody who is not using EMHWare. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the referral pages. So your agency will get 3 different referral links, one for external referrals, one for self-referrals, and one for child referrals. So those forms look slightly different depending on which one it is, and you will get the link that you can then publish or give to anybody that you want to be able to be making electronic referrals to your agency. So we'll just have a quick look at what the external referral link looks like. So this is what the link would be. Obviously, it would have your agency's name, and you can publish that, like I said, to your website or just provide it to anybody who needs to be able to do referrals. So they can come in here. This would be more for an agency doing a referral to you, like a CAS worker or a doctor or something like that. A lot of these fields can be either turned off or customized, but this is just kind of the default referral form. So they would fill in the client's information. They definitely have to have a first name, a last name, and a date of birth. So once they've filled those out, then they can fill out obviously any contact info or address info that they have for the client. All of this information can be filled out. They do have to put in who they are, so they would have to put in their agency name, as well as pick what category they are so that they can be added to your agency address book. They can also pick an existing one if they already are added in there. They do have to put in a reason for referral, as well as presenting issues. They can add in any risk factors, mental health information, allergies. They can even upload attachments, so they would be able to choose files down here at the bottom. They can save at any time, save and continue, and then they would be able to continue on if they needed to finish it. Once they're ready, they can click I'm done, submit the referral, or they can click up here where it says submit in the top corner. What that's then going to do is it's going to come into your EMHWare. It's going to go into this tab up here that says referrals. Now there's also notifications that can be turned on for certain people at your agency that can either get an email or an on-screen notification when they're in EMHWare that a new referral has been received. And we can see this number up here in brackets is how many referrals are sitting in there that have not either been accepted or declined. So we can come in here, open up the referrals section. We would be able to see any referrals that have come in. So whether they're self-referrals or from an external source, we can see that as well. And we can click on any of them to view the referral. So we'd be able to open this up, view everything that's been entered into that referral form, review the client, and decide whether we're accepting or declining this client. If you are accepting the client, you can do one of two things. Either you can create a new client. So if this person doesn't exist already at your agency, you would be able to create the new client and pick the program that they're going into. If the client already exists or you think they already exist, you can search for them and then you can pick that client. And then if they already exist, it's just going to update the client's program history as well as their referrals. So you can do that if you're accepting the client, and then if you're declining, you would just click on decline, and that will decline the referral. In order to send referrals out into the community, you can do that within the client file. So I'm just going to go into my client file, and I did already go over this in a previous training video when we talked about program history and referrals and info sharing, but I'm just going to go back over it in this referrals video. So within the client file and within the client menu, we're going to go down to referrals/info sharing. When we're in here, we can again see a list of referrals for the client, but we can also use the new button to add in a new one or to create a new one. We're going to have a date, a worker. We can pick the program that the client is being referred from, and then we have to pick who we're referring them to, and this pulls from the agency address book. So we have a category as well as a list of everybody entered in under that category. We do have to have a reason for referral, so we have to type something in there. Here's where we can choose what part of the client file we want to include, so what we want to send with this referral or this info share. So I can uncheck any of these if I don't want to send them. Scrolling down, I can pick my presenting issues. I can pick any client address book entries. So if I wanted to send along this client's mother and father's information, I would be able to check those off, as well as select any attachments. So if I had a consent form or something that I wanted to attach with this referral, I can select that as well. At any time when I'm filling this out, I can click on save to save my work, and I can continue working on the referral. But once I'm ready, I'm going to use this create button. What that's going to do is it's going to bundle up everything that I've asked it to get together, and it's going to put it into this referral link down here. From this page, there's a couple of different options. So if I want to electronically send this referral, all I have to do is click on send. What that's going to do is, if the person that I've selected here is an EMHware agency, so if they use EMHware, then it's automatically going to populate right up into their referrals section, and then they would be able to accept or decline it. If the person does not use EMHware, the first thing it's going to do is look for an email. So it's going to look for an email, and it's going to email them this link here, and they would have to put in a password in order to open it up, but they would be able to open it up and view the referral. And from that page, they would then also be able to decline or accept the referral. Whatever they choose, that's going to update into your EMHware, so you would be able to track if that referral was accepted or declined. If they don't have an email listed, the second thing it's going to do is it's going to look for a fax number. If they have a fax number, it will fax them this link. They will have to take that to a computer, type it in, and still enter in the password in order to be able to see it, and then again be able to accept or decline electronically, which will update your system. If they don't have an email or a fax number, you will have to open up the referral, print it off, and give it to the person physically, or mail it to them, whatever you need to do there. If you are not using the send button, so if you're doing it manually, you can update the status of the referral. So if you hear back from the doctor or whoever it is that they accepted the referral, you can click on accepted, and then that's going to just record that in the client's file. So that's if you are not using the send button. So if they don't have an email or a fax and they're not an EMHware agency, you can manually mark whether it was accepted or declined. So if I mark this one as accepted, I can then go into my client's referrals section, and I'd be able to see a list of the referrals and what their status is currently.